This is Kaushik from Times Bangla. Sir, since KL Rahul is the new vice captain now, and so what is the next strategy with Rohit Sharma, KL Rahul, especially in Eden Garden?
I mean, in terms of like, yeah, so he's the vice captain because Hardik is injured, so he's become the vice captain. No, I mean, I think things are going pretty well. Played 7 good games of cricket, and yeah, the team's playing really well. We know we're up against a team that's also playing some good cricket in this tournament. So yeah, we're really looking forward to this game tomorrow, and it's always a great privilege and a pleasure to play in the Eden Gardens in Kolkata. So yeah, as a team, we are really looking forward to the game tomorrow.
Hi, Jami sir, Sandeep here. As you were playing South. Many are saying that this match could be the dress rehearsal of the final, World Cup final. So, how do you see this match against South Africa, who have won 6 out of 7 matches in this year's tournament?
We're not really worried about what many are saying. We are focused on this game. We know it's one of the league games in the tournament. What happens from here on in is still 2 or 3 games to go. And both the teams, whether it's us or whether it's South Africa, we still need to earn the right to be there in Ahmedabad. So no, I mean, we are not seeing it as that way. We are just seeing it as, like I said, answered the earlier question, a game in the league phase against a team that is playing some very good cricket, and looking forward to it.
Rahul sir, just wanted to know the thought process behind picking Rashid Krishna as Rahul Hardik replacement, because you have the option of picking someone like Tilak Verma who could have chipped in with ball as well if required. So just if you can explain the thought process.
It's pretty obvious thought process. I mean, after Hardik has been injured, which he has been for the last 2 or 3 games, and then obviously didn't play a couple of the games in the Australia series as well. We have played with a combination which has been 3 fast bowlers and 2 spinners. Yeah, in our reserves, in the guys sitting outside in the 15, we had a backup for the spin, we had a backup for a batting, and we had a backup in the bowling all-rounder category. So we did recognize that if this is a combination we're going to take, and if there is a issue of an illness or a small niggle or an injury, then we need to have a backup for that. It also allows us to play other combinations. It doesn't mean that we can't play other combinations, but if this is the one combination which we have gone with recently, then yeah, that is the one area which we possibly hadn't backed up with the injury to Hardik Pandya. I mean, I don't think so. I don't think we are going to think about it too much. I think, you know, there's only been in one game when we've probably felt the need for the number 8 and 9, which was the game against England in Lucknow. And actually our number 8 and 9, you know, I did 40 after the 7th wicket. The next couple of wickets gave us 46 critical runs on our tricky wicket. So I think we got to have confidence in our 8, 9, 10, 11. The ones that we have now, I think they are working very hard and they're doing the best that they can. And I don't think the batsmen really, to be honest, need to think about it or worry about it. I think if you play good cricket through the 50 overs and play according to the situation and what the demands of the game are, I think there's enough quality in that top 7 to look after itself. Yeah.
राहुल भाई, अभी थोड़ी देर पहले जब साउथ अफ्रीका के कैप्टन आए थे तो उन्होंने कहा था कि 6 बॉलर इंडिया के पास नहीं। आपको लग रहा है कि हार्दिक वैसे टीम में नहीं है, वो आउट हो गए वर्ल्ड कप से, एक 6 बॉलर का जो क्वेश्चन है वो इंडिया के लिए शायद वो पॉइंट है जिसको देखना पड़ेगा?
ज़रूर, अगर आप उन्होंने जस्ट फैक्ट्स कहा है. द फैक्ट इज दैट yes, we will not be in a position to have a proper sixth option. We do have the option to call upon our wrong-footed in-swinging menace. And, with the crowd behind him, I'd back him for a couple of overs there and a few wickets. The crowd was demanding his bowling in the last game. We came very close to giving him an over. And then we've got Surya who can turn his arm over a little bit. So, and then Rohit's bowled a bit as well. So, look, yeah, you're right. I mean, obviously the sixth option is something that Hardik gave us. But you're right as well that we have been playing the last 4 games without the sixth bowling option. We also played a couple of games in the Australia series before the World Cup without the sixth option. We won 2 of our games both in Mohali and in Indore when we played only with 5 bowling options in those games as well. So we have responded really well to that challenge. Yes, of course, yeah, we probably won't have that sixth bowling option in these games. But the response of the team and the players has been really good when we've not had it. So I think we've played enough games without having it and seem to have done pretty well.
Rahul, I just wanted to ask about Surya, the manner in which he batted against England on a tricky pitch. Like you had earlier spoken about finding new scoring areas. Like the way he batted his range, like how satisfied were you, and is he trying anything different from what he does in T20 cricket? Like after that innings, has he changed something?
No, I think like we said earlier, I think I was asked this question, I think, when he was going through a little bit of a tough phase as well. And, I think for him and for everyone else, I mean, it's a constantly, you have got to keep improving, you got to keep evolving, you got to keep getting better. And the more, kind of situations he finds himself in and he comes out of it like he did, really well against England, the better he's going to get at it. Yes, I mean, there are, just in terms of, just the areas in which he scores in T20 cricket and how quickly he has to go in T20 cricket. He's obviously, been exceptional at that. And it's good to see that, in one-day cricket, he's also realizing that maybe at times you can give yourself a little bit more time to settle in. And then you know how dangerous and he can be at the death. So it all really depends on situations, and I think he has that experience because he's played so much of, sort of domestic cricket. He's been around for the last 10 years. So just, I think we're sort of relying a lot also on his experience to be able to read a situation really well. I mean, in the last game, which we played in Bombay, we had set a really good platform. So again, it was really nice to have someone like him, and he could almost go from ball 1. It didn't kind of work out. He got out a bit quickly. But it was a perfect scenario for us, for him to, just explode, and that score of 350 or something that we got, him going suddenly, that could have been 380. So that's a really good, nice cushion to have. Other situations, when like against England, when we were wickets down, then probably you need him to play a slightly different kind of role for a while and then look to go hard at the end. So yeah, it's just that it's nice to have that experience of people like him and Jadeja announced at the back end, just to be able to read that situation and play according to the situation. And that's really important in one-day cricket. T20 cricket, sometimes, you just have to play in one way. One day, sometimes lower down the order, you need to be able to be smart enough of how to read a game and read a situation.
Rahul, 2 wickets used here, both behaved kind of differently. There was due one day, there was no due the other. Now, you've been associated with Eden Gardens as player and as IPL player and coach for a long time. Do you think this makes the conditions here a little difficult to read, especially for one-day games? And the other thing is the guy you almost gave a bowl at the Wankhede, how has he been able to keep away the noise of his birthday, 49, and the team?
Okay, so long question, so let me... Yeah, no, firstly, I've given up on Dew. Honestly, I don't read Dew, man. I just given up on it. I can never predict it. Neither can groundsmen, man. Half the time they're telling me something and then it's not things. So, but I think this tournament, I think the beauty of this tournament is that it has shown that, if you bat first and you put good scores on the board, Dew hasn't been as much of a factor. The results haven't been as skewed as maybe even a lot of people thought leading into this tournament. So I think that's a good thing. So I don't think, too much, there needs to be too much into it. Yes, if you need to be able to respond. I mean, obviously, when you are faced with that situation, then you need to be able to respond and see how to react to it and deal with it. But luckily, it's not been so much of a factor. So again, here, like I said, I'm not really worried about it. It might come, it might not come. We just play according to how we think, what we think is best, gives us the best chance to win in this game. Yeah, and I think Virat's been really relaxed, and as you can see in his performances, batting really well for us. Really keen to do well as he always is. So look, I haven't noticed anything different. He's always been the same. He's always been professional, always been hardworking, always been switched on. So nothing different. And no, I don't really think he's thinking too much about 49 and 50, and probably certainly not about his birthday, getting a year older, But no, I think he's been really focused on winning the tournament and playing some good cricket for us, and I think he's doing that really well.
राहुल थोड़ा सा इससे आगे जो इन्होंने पूछा था, लास्ट 2 days there was rain also yesterday, and today also there was overcast entire day, और कल के लिए भी there is forecast of overcast for the entire day. So do you consider before going into a match to change the 11 according to the situation, or would you like to go with the winning combination in this match?
देखिए, बारिश होगा या ड्यू होगा उसके बारे में हम ज़्यादा कुछ ये नहीं कर सकते, उसके ऊपर इतना प्लान नहीं कर सकते, तो नहीं, हम ज़्यादा कुछ इतना सोचेंगे नहीं. जो हमारी प्लेइंग 11 होगी वो कल पता ही चल जाएगी. पर नहीं, वो हम उसके वेदर के ऊपर से लेके हमारी प्लेइंग 11 को इतना कुछ चेंज वेंज नहीं करेंगे, क्योंकि वो हमारे हाथ में नहीं है.
Coach, with Hardik now out and it's earlier addressed, the batting is now ending at 7. So how, in that context, how important was Shubman and Shreyas getting those big runs in the last game for the entire batting piece to kind of come together before you enter the knockout?
Booms is going to take exception to it ending at 7. Watch out for him in the corridor somewhere. No, I think it's important that we're in good form. We're playing really good cricket. I think both of the guys, it was nice to see Shubman, and Shubman's obviously coming back. I think for him it was just, he was in such good form and playing so well. It was just a little unfortunate for him that, he picked up dengue at the start of the tournament, and it's taken him a little bit of time to get over that. I think we underestimate, you underestimate the kind of effect something like that can have on you, and then having to come out and play in the heat and travel, and it's been quite a hectic tournament as well. So sometimes you do underestimate, how much of an impact that can have on your body. So it was really nice for him to be able to, sort of grind out some really good runs for us in Bombay. And Shreyas as well, I think again he's someone who has been, he's batted well, but just hasn't, maybe in a few of the games hasn't gone on and ticked on and got a big score. So just for him to come out yesterday, and I mean a couple of days ago, and play in the manner that he did, just coming in straight away and recognizing that a platform had been set, a base had been set, and it was a good wicket, and we knew we needed to get 325, 330 plus on that kind of wicket, and 320 we reckoned was par actually. So we wanted to go hard, and for him to have that courage and the skill to be able to execute that performance, knowing that he hadn't got runs in the last 2-3 games, I think speaks volumes about him as a person and his temperament. It's not easy to come out and play like that when you've had a couple of tough games behind you, and also just the kind of support that he's received from the skipper and the rest of the team. So I think it's a really good sign to see that both from his side, and also just the kind of support he's been receiving and the confidence he's been receiving in spite of 1 or 2 games which might have not have gone as well as he would have liked.
Rahul, especially after the last couple of games, a lot of the focus has been on the fast bowling group. But how good has Jadeja been, both with the bat and with the ball, and how significant does his role become now that you know that Hardik's not going to be available?
Yeah, it's been exceptional. I think Jadeja is someone, if you look at the numbers, we look at stats, we look at data, we look at it quite a lot. I mean, he's been exceptional in this tournament. Again, like you rightly said, because of how good our seamers have been and how fantastic it has been to watch them up front. The performances of people like Jaddu and Kuldeep probably gone slightly unnoticed. But I think his ability, and sometimes even having to bowl with a slightly wetter ball, because when the ball's been slightly wet, just the kind of control that he's given us through the middle, the way the control he's given Rohit has been sensational, and just the areas he's bowled as well. I think every metric point tells us that he's up there with anyone in this tournament in terms of just the areas he's been able to hit, the speeds he's been able to bowl at. And there's a lot of good conversations around the group in our bowlers meetings with him. And just to see him, you know, just in that kind of relaxed space and very clear about what he wants to do and what he wants to achieve. And just having that confidence to do that consistently over and over again has been fantastic. And then with the bat, again, you know, not easy for someone like him, because bats at 7, doesn't play for 3 or 4 games, and then has to come in and again play quite an important innings every time, you know. So that's the tough thing of guys who bat at 6 and 7. Like when you're batting in the top 3, you know that every single game you're going to get an opportunity to play. Sometimes at 6 and 7, you know, you're not really sure when you're going to get a chance, or even sometimes you won't even get a game, or you won't even get a hit, like if they haven't for the first 2 or 3 games when the way we batted. But he's just come in and, you know, played critical knocks. Even the last one, he was able to really give us that little bit of a fillip, a nice little 30 there. Got a 40 in the 2 games before that, I think. So that's really good. And then his fielding is incredible, you know, to have someone like him at point and taking some of the catches that he has. So really great all-round package for us, and you know, someone who's really had a fantastic tournament. A little bit maybe gone under the radar a bit. Hello, hi. Yeah, the wicket looks good. That's the first answer to the first question. It looks good. And like I said earlier, yeah, I mean, I think South Africa is playing really good cricket. They are second on the table, so compared to all the other 9 teams in this competition, the other 8 teams in the competition, other than the 2 of us, we are at the top of the table. So it is a contest again, 2 teams that are playing very good cricket, and they have played really well. I mean, they've also travelled across the country, and they've got a good balance in their side. Some of the batsmen, they've been putting up really big scores as well. So yeah, they've been playing very well. So you know, whether they're the toughest or not, it's, you know, I mean, I think there are 3 or 4 other good teams in this tournament as well. Maybe some of them haven't clicked as well as they would have liked, or they've had a tough run. But South Africa certainly has been playing very well. हमारी कोशिश एक मैच है, नेक्स्ट मैच खेलना है. आगे की सोचने की कोई मतलब ज़रूरत नहीं है कि हम ये कर सकते हैं या वो कर सकते हैं. सबसे बड़ी इम्पोर्टेंट चीज़ है अगला मैच. हम लोगों ने 7 बहुत अच्छे मैच खेले हैं, बहुत अच्छी क्रिकेट खेली है, और इसके कारण खेली है क्योंकि हमने ज़्यादा आगे नहीं सोचा है, और ये नहीं सोचा है कि कहाँ पे मानी जाएगी ये टीम, या किसी ने कहा फाइनल खेलेंगे या सेमीफाइनल खेलेंगे, ये सोचा ही नहीं हम लोगों ने. हम लोग यही सोच रहे हैं कि अगला मैच क्या है, किसके खिलाफ है. And we are not even trying to think about who we are playing. You know, it's all about us. It's our preparation, our planning, and whether we can execute our skills. You know, and I think everything that we are looking at this point of time is telling us that in every department we have executed our skills really, really well. And if we keep executing our skills, and if somebody outplays us and outbeats us, then good luck. Yeah, we shake their hand and walk away. But the end of the day, focus has to be on us and not really worry about who we are coming up against. Thank you.